With the executive arm of government up and running in the new dispensation, all eyes are now on the legislative arm, which is set to sail on Tuesday. The gallop to the gavel and the race to be the first among equal has gathered pace and interest as the days for horse trading and other considerations dwindle to mere hours. Add this to the huge number of freshers coming in, then it is obvious that nothing is obvious as far as the destinations of the two gavels is concerned. The ruling party has made its stand known while the opposition is holding its card firmly to its chest. Also on Political Update today, political groups sue for patience as Nigerians negotiate current realities. Plus, November off-cycle elections already generating heated debate in the states concerned. We have this and more on the line of Political Update today. I'm Fisayo Ogunfui. Thank you for joining us. We set sail. Some state governors have taken advantage of the open door policy being demonstrated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Some governors from opposition parties were in the State House on Thursday.
We have to work.
Engendering government of national healing is one of the promises of President Bola Tinubu at inauguration. That is apparently a blank check state governors from across political divides now hasten to leverage on. Governors of Plateau, Akwa Ibom and Enugu states on the platform of a PDP took turns to seek partnership with the national government.
Calabar to road, we will need the president to help us intervene and let's get that, finish the road. We talked about our Ibom deep sea port. We will need the president to also intervene and let's get the seaport.
We have a number of dormant assets in Enugu which we believe, partnering with the federal government, were able to transform them into productive assets.
Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State, who is seeking freedom for his people from the shackles of non-state actors, is also asking for support of the federal government in this regard.
We've banned the sit-at-home on Mondays in Enugu, and obviously what that means is that we would of course need to, heighten our security, tackle the challenges that would flow from that. You know that the Southeast has made a collective demand to have Nnamdi Kanu released, and we basically identified with that.
Members of the defunct G5 governors were also at the State House.
To let the president know what we stood for: fairness, justice, and equity, and we haven't changed.
Seyi Makinde of Oyo State remains the only serving governor out of the G5.
Members-elect billed for inauguration in the 10th National Assembly in the coming days have expressed their readiness to provide the necessary legislative support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when the Assembly is inaugurated. The incoming lawmakers met the President in the course of the week at the State House Conference Center.
Rearing to go on a sound footing too, President Bola Tinubu is searching for legislative partnership to help his administration succeed. And these are the potential members of the soon-to-be-constituted 10th Assembly, the yet missing piece in the tripod of national government. There is a huge task ahead, and so too are the expectations of Nigerians. And in this task, the President and his team clearly understand there is no place for political division.
Nation building is a joint task. And it's that same motto that Mr. President is extending his hand of fellowship to all members.
Further discussions were behind closed doors, but in the end, President Tinubu has apparently succeeded as he seeks the hands of the legislators-elect in his Renewed Hope project.
Mr. President has extended an olive branch to all members of the National Assembly, irrespective of political parties, to coalesce into a single post with a view to moving the Nigerian project forward.
We must put Nigeria forward. We must do Project Nigeria, just as the President has appealed to us. The most important thing is bringing dividends of democracy to our people.
The meeting in itself means more to the incoming members of the Assembly.
I have never knew that this man is so prepared to serve this country. I saw the love, I saw the character, I saw the charisma, the belief that Nigeria can be a better nation.
When a president uses the words like please and I beg you, it means humility. It means leadership. A leader that is not afraid to plead, to ask that you join him in this joint task. Is a leader that all of us have decided to follow. And I can assure you the National Assembly will not fail the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who means well.
The 10th Assembly is scheduled to be inaugurated next week, and Nigerians will only have to wait to see the gains of the Executive-Legislative Partnership manifest.
Meanwhile, the national leadership of the People's Democratic Party says it has taken a decision and a clear direction that National Assembly members on its platform will follow in selecting the leadership of both chambers of the National Assembly next week. The party's position was reaffirmed at a media briefing this week.
The National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Debo Ologunagba, on behalf of the leadership, emphasized that the party is working together with its members-elect and opposition parties in the two chambers towards the emergence of next leadership of the National Assembly.
We're united, we're focused as a party and as members-elect, going to the same direction, having regard to the fact that, number one, the opposition party, they are clearly in a comfortable majority.
He also said that the PDP is not taking its eyes off the fact that the process of the 2023 presidential election is still ongoing at the Presidential Election Petition Court and other election petition tribunals across the country, demanding the immediate transfer of the Ogun and Nasarawa election tribunals to Abuja for safety and guarantee of justice. Meanwhile, the communication advisor to Tajuddin Abbas and Benjamin Kalu campaign organization and PDP lawmaker-elect representing Idiato North and South Federal Constituency of Imo State, Ikenga Ugochinyere, said lawmakers have accepted the message and hand of friendship extended by the president towards having a stable and united all-inclusive parliament that will deliver on urgent national goals.
He appealed to lawmakers to join him in having a rancor-free election on June 13, and he appealed to other parties. He spoke like he wasn't even presidential. It was like a fatherly appeal.
Ugochinyere re-emphasized that the president's decision to invite members of the opposition alongside lawmakers of the ruling party in his quest for seamless takeoff of government is a positive development that has been accepted on the grounds of people's interest and need for courageous decisions in solving huge national problems.
All right, to our studio discussion now. Next week looks like a crucial one for the new administration. The legislature will perform oversight functions on many programs and appropriate the needed funds that will, of course, definitely take shape next week. Now, Ambassador Musa Mohammed Shoke, National President APC Initiative for Good Governance, amongst other things, will be listing that in the course of the program, joins us today. Now, it has been an eventful 10 to 11 days so far. It is likely to get more interesting next week when the contest for the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives comes around. Now, are you feeling the pulse of party members, and especially those who are, in the two chambers? Are they likely to toe the line that the leadership of the President and, of course, the leadership of the ruling party have already laid their bets?
Yes, actually, the pendulum is swinging towards what the party and Mr. President alignment is on it. Because I think all this consideration is being made out of their, record of capability, experience, and what have you in the field of legislature. So definitely, hence there's a very good working relationship between the legislators and executives, as it seems to be. We are praying and hoping that the needful will be done, where Kwabio Tajuddin will take the order of the day. And I think that is going to be a kind of hitch-free and a kind of cohesion that is going to be perfect on Tuesday.
All right, let's take it this way. Incidentally, you know, next week the working day starts on June 12, which is Democracy Day. Are we likely to see democratic ideals play out on the floor of the House of Representatives and that of the Senate, or is just a matter of going around? I mean, you know, giving us the results of what has been earlier agreed upon, like you alluded to.
Yes, national development, cohesion and integration is very, very paramount, is what we should be looking at. And Democracy Day is a day to which we should remember our heroes past. Their strive to see that the country is in the position where it is now. So national interest should be the number one priority of all the legislators and the executives. And if there's very, very good working relationship between the executive and the legislators, and I believe the country is going to have the best of its moments.
All right, the ruling party is about 11 days now into its the new administration, the Tinubu presidency. You have been, of course, a member, Presidential Campaign Council coordinator for Taraba State, Northeast Zonal Coordinator, Asiwaju Tinubu Shetima Coalition for Good Governance, Deputy President General, North Coalition of all APC support groups. After all the celebrations, of course, you agree with me that the pronouncement on the day of the inauguration also took a push and show from Nigerians. How do we settle into some of these new realities?
In every good cause, there must be sacrifice. And this, I think Nigeria have to know that they are doing the national sacrifice. Even though the pronouncement is about the issue of the fuel subsidy, which is very, very essential at this moment. If you consider the quantum of an amount of money or resources that is, aligned to the subsidy, it is quite the time and the right time, just like putting the square peg in the square, hole. So it's a very positive step taken at the right time. And it is not any other time that this very time that everything is still fresh. There's a popular adage that says you only, try to turn a green stick when it is still fresh. So it's a good direction, positive direction, and a positive step taken towards a positive direction for the general development of this country. When this money of subsidy is being reinvested, diverted from that subsidy and invested in the economy of the country, the masses of this country are going to feel the full impact of the resources of the country.
All right, it seems as if the amalgamated APC support groups have also told online, because they have commended the Nigerian Labour Congress as well as the Trade Union Congress for listening to the plea of government and its effort to rid the nation of the albatross of the humongous subsidy payments. In a statement by Mariam Yunusa Danjaki, the group said although the removal of oil subsidy will come with its own challenges to Nigerians, the need for patience on the path of the citizenry is key in achieving the desired result. The group commended President Bola Tinubu for summoning the courage to take the bold step that would benefit the larger population of Nigerians on the long run. And still on the same, in the same vein, the Asiwaju Mandate Group has called on the organized labor and all Nigerians to support the Tinubu administration as it takes the difficult decisions with positive long-term effect on the citizenry. The group also advocated greater inclusion of youths and women in governance.
The Asiwaju Mandate Group, a socio-political group dedicated to promoting the ideals and visions of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, described the previous subsidy regime as a drain on the nation's resources. They appealed to Nigerians and organized labor to give President Tinubu a chance to rejig the nation's oil and gas sector.
The removal of the subsidy will create a rationalized and market-driven approach to petroleum pricing. This will only ensure a fair distribution of resources, but also stimulate economic growth.
And by God's grace, when they sit down and the dialogue, the issues will all be resolved in due time.
The fact that we want youth in government doesn't mean we want youth to take over government. We have those experienced elders amongst us who we respect so much, who we wish to carry us along.
And in Bola Ahmed's dispensation, trust me on that, he is going to give each and every one of us that are capable to do the job the opportunity to do the job. Thank you.
The group, while promising to work tirelessly to foster national unity and dialogue among various stakeholders towards a more cohesive nation, also called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to give a good percentage of his appointments to qualified youths, women and technocrats.
Okay, we're still on political update for today. Ambassador Musa Mohammed Soken, National President APC Initiative for Good Governance, is still with us. Now, an election finished, an inauguration is on. Another one will be underway on Tuesday. We'll know the destination of the two gavels. But shortly, in about 5 months, 3 states will come on stream again for the off-cycle elections in Kogi, Bayelsa, and I think Imo, of course, later on this year. And of course, momentum is already gathering towards those processes. What are we to learn from the general elections that stakeholders should bring forward to ensure a seamless exercise?
It is very, very pertinent to take into consideration the yearnings of and aspiration of the people. And if the mandate is mandate of the people, there's nothing that is going to be, be doubted of winning the election again. But prior to the 2023 general election, a lot of discrepancy arises within the party, which was like Taraba State is an example. So we are believing and hoping that APC will emerge winners of all these You
seem to know where I'm going soon, but we'll come to that issue of your state as our last line. But let me quickly take this quick story from coming from the All Progressive Grand Alliance. The newly elected national chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, that is APGA, Sylvester Eze Okenwa, has unveiled plans to re-energize the party nationwide.
Very key. It is the first time Sylvester Eze Okenwa will be addressing the media, seated as the national chairman of a political party, the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. He feels very much at home with the newsmen he considers as partners to progress the party for the next 4 years alongside members of the National Working Committee. He has the master plan.
We want to instill discipline in the party. And the constitution of the party has made ample provision on the decorum or conduct that is expected of every member of the party.
The APGA national chairman was explicit on the crisis rocking the party during the previous tenure.
I've maintained that APGA has no faction. Very, 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 very insistent on that. APGA is one united family under my leadership.
To run an inclusive administration that will consolidate on the achievements of the party at all levels is paramount in the new agenda.
We want to reposition APGA. And how do we intend on repositioning APGA? We want to show that APGA is that party for the future. We want to rebrand APGA. We want to say, yes, we've heard the yearnings of Nigerians. We heard the yearnings that we want a political party that caters for the youth.
With all of these put in place, Eze Okenwa expressed the confidence that soon APGA will be a political party to be reckoned with as a unifying force for all Nigerians.
Meanwhile, the Social Democratic Party, SDP, has appealed to President Bola Tinubu to direct the relevant authorities to thoroughly investigate the alleged attack on its governorship candidate in Kogi State on the 3rd of June.
The Social Democratic Party, SDP, says it is putting the record straight on the alleged assassination attempt made on its candidate for the November 11 governorship election in Kogi State.
We are worried by the rising tension and cloud of insecurity that is gathering in Kogi State's political landscape ahead of November 2023 gubernatorial elections, and we are responsibly mindful of the fact that it is the statutory duty of the government to ensure the safety of lives and property of citizens nationwide, including Kogi states.
The SDP is also alleging the involvement of the state government in the attack, urging President Tinubu to call the governor of the state to order, as well as carry out a thorough investigation on the security breach in the state and the abuse of the fundamental rights of its candidate, Murtala Jaka.
The evidence have confirmed and presented Governor Bello as the masterminder of the attack.
The party also made claims to have submitted all the required evidence to the law enforcement agencies to further substantiate their allegations. Meanwhile, the party has also advised its members to remain law-abiding and resolute in its quest ahead of the November governorship election in the state.
The SDP making claims there, unsubstantiated claims, we must say at this juncture. That's just the claims of the SDP. The state government has equally come up with an earlier claim, which we equally aired on Tuesday concerning the same situation, and that is just the perhaps rebuttal from the Social Democratic Party as well. Before we let you go, just a word from our guest on the Taraba situation. You had an opportunity, you slipped your fingers. Now you are in opposition. You are in opposition in the state in terms of, in spite of the good chances your members claimed they had in the last election. Any lessons from that before we let you go?
Well, before I comment on that, I want to thank Mr. President, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for doing the right thing. Giving His Excellency Senator, George Akume, the opposition of SGF is very timely, and it's a very credible step towards having this government do the right thing to the common man. These are people that have a grassroots, background, winning, serving as a PAMSEC, then to, governor of his state, senator, minister, and now SGF. These are a very good chain to which I think there are a lot of experience being gathered during all previous, positions will galvanize and consolidate the government of the day for doing the right thing at the right time. Having said that, the issue of Taraba State is something that is already gone, but then we have to learn lesson from that. At all times, if a party is divided within itself, definitely the target is not going to be hit. But a kind of synergy within the party is very, very integral when we want to actually win the election. So that has been a lesson for all of us. And in the times like this, what is very, very needful is not for ego, but for people to come together, iron out their differences, and come face the war as one team. That is what will always give us victory. But if a house is divided within itself, it's actually bound to fail.
Thank you very much for your intervention today. National President, APC Initiative for Good Governance, Musa Mohammed Token, joining us, all coming all the way from Taraba to be part of it. That has been the program on political update today. We'll be back on Tuesday for a brighter package. Don't forget to play your politics for the greater good and keep it logged on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority for news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Don't forget our special package on Democracy Day. We'll be there all day giving you insight into Nigeria's democracy. 24 years of unbroken democracy so far on the celebrating democracy on the 12th of June. And on the 13th of June, of course, the two chambers will be up live on the network service of the NTA as we see the destination of the two gavels. Bye-bye now.